This isn't just another philosophical debate about whether machines can think. It's the first look at a practical tool that can see what an AI is thinking but not saying, giving researchers a way to audit for hidden biases, deception, or dangerous goals before they lead to action. This is about turning a black box into something we can actually inspect, moving from speculation to concrete engineering. The ability to peer into the model's internal states offers a new level of transparency, which is crucial for building trustworthy AI systems. So how do you even start mapping a black box like that? Anthropic borrowed an idea from neuroscience. To find out if Claude does the same thing, Anthropic borrowed a theory about your brain. Global workspace theory. Most of your brain runs in the dark. Posture, breathing, reading the sentence, until one thought gets promoted to a shared spotlight everyone else can use. Anthropic found Claude built something that looks a lot like that spotlight on its own. They call it J-Space. And finding it took a brand new lens. This internal spotlight allows the model to integrate information from various processing modules, much like a human brain. But finding the spotlight was one thing. Reading what was inside it took a completely new tool. That tool is called the Jacobian lens, or J-lens for short. Language models process text through a series of internal stages called layers. The J-lens is a mathematical technique that looks at activity in those layers to find the patterns positioned to influence what the model might say next, not just what it's saying right now. Think of it like a security camera that doesn't just show you the room. It flags which person is about to walk toward the door. That gives researchers a list of the words the model is thinking about right now. Here's the surprising part. That spotlight is tiny. J-Space accounts for no more than 10% of activation variance, and its workspace-like properties reside only in the middle block of the network. This means a vast majority of the model's internal operations are not directly accessible or interpretable through this lens. The J-lens focuses on the most salient internal representations, allowing researchers to pinpoint the critical information flow. So Anthropic decided to test it. Could this lens actually catch Claude thinking something it never said out loud? To prove the J-Space was capturing silent reasoning, they ran a test. They could instruct Claude to silently think of a specific concept while performing an unrelated task. This demonstrates that the model is performing complex internal reasoning that isn't immediately reflected in its external responses. But simply reading the model's private thoughts isn't the most powerful part of this new technique. This is a critical finding because it proves the J-Space isn't just a shadow or a side effect. It's causally involved in producing the model's reportable state. Having a dial that can directly influence an AI's internal reasoning is a massive step, because it turns a black box into something we can finally start to steer from the inside, which has huge implications for safety. This ability to modify internal states opens up new avenues for controlling AI behavior. This direct manipulation of internal representations could allow for fine-grained control over AI outputs, moving beyond simple prompt engineering. A dial like that sounds useful, but the real question is what it's actually good for catching. So why should you care? Because the vague philosophical question of what is an AI thinking is finally becoming a concrete engineering problem we can solve. Here's the payoff. The J-lens can catch a model in the act. This means the J-lens could be a powerful tool for developing more robust and ethically aligned AI systems. But even its creators are quick to point out that this picture of the model's mind isn't complete or even conscious. Let's be clear about what this isn't. Anthropic is not saying Claude is conscious, has feelings, or has any kind of inner life. There's a hard line between functional access, reporting on and using information, and actually experiencing anything. Even Anthropic's own authors call the J-lens imperfect, which raises the question nobody in this field can answer yet. So if Claude can't tell us whether it's conscious, should we trust it to tell us anything about itself? Finding a workspace inside Claude doesn't mean we've found a ghost in the machine. It means we've found a handle, a concrete place to inspect, audit, and even shape an AI's reasoning, not for philosophy, but for our own safety. Stay patched.